Today I'm going to be covering the Band of Brave Bangboo event in Zenless Zone Zero. This is a limited time event during version 2.2 and is available pretty much the entire update. This video is sponsored by Hoyocreators, so I'd like to thank them for collaborating with me on this video. In this guide, we're going to go over how the event progresses, what new mechanics are in play, as well as the different kinds of Bangboo you can deploy. I'll share some tips throughout, and we'll cover all the rewards available to earn. To participate in the event, you need to be Internet level 15 and must have completed the first part of Soldier 11's Agent story. Pretty easy to do even for newer players. The Band of Brave Bangboo event is a return of ZZZ's Tower Defense game mode. You will deploy different Bangboo with various abilities to stop the horde of Ethereals from making it to your base. To start the event, meet up with Coach Aster at Scott's Outpost. There's a little side story tied to the event and a couple of voice dialogues with Seed. I'll let you experience those for yourself. In the event menu, we have 3 sections. On the left, you can access student info, aka your Bangboos. This displays all the info you need to know about what each Bangboo does. Next, in the middle, assessment level is just your progression through the event. As you complete stages, you unlock more benefits. You don't have to do anything special, just play the event. Last, on the right side, Go to Battle is where our stages are. The event is split into 4 days, although if you're watching this video, everything's unlocked by now, so you can complete the event in one go. Each day will have 6 assessment exams. Each of these stages have a description of what to expect, and you can view the upcoming enemies. As you progress through the stages, you're going to unlock different buffs you can bring to the fight. There's going to be a recommended buff for each stage, so generally pick that if you're unsure of what to bring. Now after you complete all 6 stages, you can move on to the next day of exams. There's going to be 24 different stages, and you're free to go back to play old ones if you want. When in battle, you'll passively gain assessment points located in the bottom left. You will need points to deploy your Bangboo. Our goal is to stop the enemies from moving from the blue spawn arrows to the orange arrows, which is our base. Your base's health is located at the top, designated by the heart icon. To the left of that, you can see how many enemies are left in the stage. If you want to speed up the fight, you can select the fast forward icon in the upper left. You can also pause the battle if you need a moment to think. Like last time, Bangboo are split into different groups. Some of them can only be deployed on elevated tiles, which are the bright orange squares. Others must be deployed on the ground, where they can block enemies. Now, depending on the stage, you will have a limit to how many Bangboo you can deploy. That number is going to be in the bottom left, above your assessment points. After deploying your Bangboo, you can select them on the field to bring up 3 options. The left icon brings up their info, which you can also see by selecting their deployment icon. The middle option is for upgrading. Spend assessment points to enhance your Bangboo, where they will unlock new abilities. The last right icon is to remove the Bangboo from the field. For this event, we have some stage gimmicks you're going to encounter. On day 1, illusory bushes act as a sort of fog of war, preventing your Bangboo from attacking enemies. You can reveal those hidden enemies by blocking their path with a ground unit. On day 2, you will encounter photosynthetic chargers. These ground tiles have green or orange outlines. Green means the charger is activated. Bangboo and Ethereals standing on the charger will gain bonus attack. There is also a buff that can make charges hear your Bangboo. Now to switch chargers off and on, some stages have controller tiles. You can deploy your ranged Bangboo onto these controllers to flip the switch. These can be a little tricky, but the general idea is that enemies will focus on one lane more than the other at times. When that happens, you can swap the chargers to gain bonus attack or just prevent the enemies from getting more attack. The last new mechanic, which is on day 3, is Miasma Tiles and Tumors. Miasma Tiles prevent you from deploying ground units there, and enemies will gain bonus attack when on them. In some stages, there will also be Miasma Tumors. The tumors will be targeted by your Bangboo, and removing them will remove the nearby miasma. You definitely do not want to ignore the tumors, but your Bangboo are going to focus enemies first. Be careful not to get overrun before you can remove them. For day 4, these stages test your knowledge of the previous mechanics and have very specific modifiers. One stage only lets you deploy ranged Bangboos, while another only lets you deploy 2 types of Bangboo. These are pretty fun challenges, so I'm not going to spoil them further. Next, I want to talk about the 10 types of Bangboo you can use in the event. Initially, you're going to get Snap and Plugboo. Snap is a single target range attacker who can slow enemies. When you upgrade Snap, his range attacks can sometimes stun enemies, which can buy you more time. As for Plugboo, they are the area effect range attacker. Their attacks are slow, but shocks multiple foes in a cone shape. Plugboo has one of the best upgrades. After 2 basic attacks, it will do an even stronger and better AoE attack. It's quite expensive, but Plugboo is generally one of the most important units to have when tons of foes are swarming in. Next, Mercury is a ground frontliner who can block 2 enemies. Upgrade their tank to now block 3 enemies, and you're going to be able to attack all blocked enemies at the same time. For Excaliboo, they're an important support Bangboo. Every 13 seconds, Excaliboo grants 6 assessment points. They will generate points over time to deploy more Bangboo, and upgrading them will grant even more points. Excaliboo does not fight at all, so keep them in the back line. Our 5th Bangboo is Hoyocreators. They are the single target healer. Hoyocreators can back up the front line, and upgrading it will grant an initial burst of healing while also extending its range. One partner for Hoyocreators can be Paperboo. Paperboo is the full-on tank, blocking 3 enemies but cannot attack. When Paperboo gets destroyed, it will go out with a bang explosion to take their attackers down. If you upgrade Paperboo, it will also gain the ability to attack. Generally, this isn't a big deal, but it's nice to have if you've got extra points. Next, my favorite unit is Excaliboo. They are a single target ground unit who can block 2 foes. To begin, Excaliboo's sword is stuck in the stone. When you upgrade them, they will unsheath it to get a larger attack range, plus it can hit all foes in that range. This is only going to happen if Excaliboo isn't blocking an enemy. Try to upgrade it early to get some extra attacks in before the enemies can reach it. After this, we got Devilboo. Devilboo is a single target range unit that gets stronger as it helps defeat more enemies. When you upgrade it, it also makes enemies explode on defeat. Devilboo is kind of like a late game scaler, sort of. You want to deploy it early so it can start powering up. Toward the end, we got Bullseye, who is also a single target range unit. Nothing really special at first, but Bullseye is cheap to upgrade, and that's where its true power lies. Bullseye's attack range is going to cover almost the entire map, and it gains extra attack. Deployment space is pretty coveted, but Bullseye can be very far in the back and still hit enemies. Last, we have Miss Esme. Esme is the AoE healer. She can heal 3 allies at first, but after you upgrade her, she can heal up to 5 Bangboo. If Esme isn't healing 5 allies, she can also deal some damage instead. For some additional tips, on almost every level, you can deploy Excaliboo immediately. By the time the first wave of enemies appear, you can regain enough points to deploy an actual attacker. The only time I don't recommend this is on miasma tumor levels. At some point, you will unlock a buff that will grant points when you destroy tumors. When the fight starts, deploy one of your ranged attackers like Devilboo. Let them destroy the tumor, clear up the miasma, and then give you points to deploy more units. Now going back to Excaliboo, I usually like to deploy 2 of them, have them generate points early on, then you can replace them with other Bangboo later in the fight. When you start a stage, it can be a little confusing on where enemies are coming from. I suggest pausing the battle to find those blue and orange arrows. You can also pause the fight when the enemy deployment lines show up. These tell you their path, but it can be hard to note down when the fight is ongoing. For some general knowledge, you do not need to beat the stages with full lives left. This event is pretty casual. If you let a few ethereals slide by, it's alright. You just need to make it to the end for full rewards. On the topic, let's cover what you can earn. If you complete the first 22 out of 24 stages, you can get 800 polychromes. If you complete all the stages up till day 3, you can also claim 1 hamster cage pass. For these smaller rewards, you can get up to 240,000 dennies, some materials for leveling agents, W engines, and Bangboo. There's also a few electric chips, maybe if you're leveling up Seed. Last, if you complete day 1 of the event, you can get the A-Rank Excaliboo for yourself. Complete up to day 3 stages, and you can get their 4 cores for upgrading. In battle, Excaliboo would try to pull its sword out of the stone. If it fails, it's going to smash the enemy with the entire rock, but if it succeeds, it's going to do a stronger slash attack. Excaliboo deals physical damage and has a chain attack. For its additional ability, you're going to need 1 rupture agent in the team. For now, that's still Ichiban Shifu, but in version 2.3, we're getting Monato and Yidhari. Just with any rupture agent, Excaliboo is going to guarantee pull out the sword from the stone. It also would deal 60% more damage. That'll be it for the Band of Brave Bangboo event. Tower defense games are my guilty pleasure genre, so I love this event, but if it's not your cup of tea, then it's still pretty casual. You just need to make it to the end of each stage to unlock the Polychrome rewards, and you don't even need to do the final day 4 stages for Excaliboo or the Hamster Cage Pass. Basically, you don't have to be perfect. Good luck with the event and have fun. You have till the end of version 2.2 to get all the rewards. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.